digital device on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download the SVP TV app right now. Check us out every Tuesday on Comcast Cable, Channel 17, 8:30 p.m. And we are live every Friday on Facebook Live, 6 o'clock in the evening. You've got a question? Our attorneys have the answer. So let's talk law with attorney Daryl O'Neill on the SVP TV network.
Welcome to Talking Law with Daryl O'Neill. I'm your host. I got my main man, Jerome, with me.
What's going on, Daryl?
Man, Jerome looking sharp today, y'all.
Man,
Looking real sharp.
Yeah, the years getting ready to change out, so I had to come in different. I had to do something.
Hey, look, if you have Facebook, Roku TV, Fire Stick, the SVP TV network app, Apple TV, you can just call in. Because we're live on those shows, so you can just call in and we'll answer any question you have.
Oh, yeah.
We make that offer every Friday when we do our show, and almost no one takes us on it. I mean, there's been people that take us up on it, but that is
not enough of that.
Not enough.
That's right.
Because I know there's substantial legal issues out here that people need help on, and we could possibly help you on those issues. But anyway, let's give our shout-outs, Jerome. Shout-outs to California.
Okay.
Shout-out to Little Rock, Arkansas. Shout outs to West Memphis, Arkansas. Shout out to Memphis, Shelby County. Shout out to Mississippi. Shout out to the great state of Missouri. Shout out to Jerome's family.
Hey, family.
Shout out to my family. Family, we appreciate y'all watching the show. As my wife always say, I don't say her name enough.
I was going to say, you had to call her name.
he don't say my name enough.
Right,
I'm like, all right, okay, my bus.
Right.
All right, Jerome. So last show we talked about scams.
Yes.
And this is the time. The reason why we're spending two shows on scam. This is the time of the year that most people are substantially vulnerable to scams.
Right. That's right.
Because what happens is everybody's going to pull on your heartstring, or you'll see all these little different things that come in. And for whatever reason, you're going to click on those things.
That's right.
Because it's somebody that you helping, somebody that you need to help, And the biggest scams, Jerome, that get people in trouble is really from emails.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do emails a couple ways. One of the things they do is if you click on it, right, if you click on any links or anything involving those emails, then it puts this malware on your computer.
Yeah.
And so once you got a bug in there, now they have this access to your computer.
That's
and
right.
you authorize them in.
That's right.
I know a lot of law firms have run into this. And actually I hit it hit me in 2000, and I think I told you in 2012.
Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
And what happens is, next thing you know, your email account is sending emails to everybody in your contacts.
Oh, my goodness.
You had one that did that, Jerome.
I did, yes.
And it sent emails to everybody in my contacts, and then it told them people, you got an outstanding invoice.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting calls from lawyers who are saying that, man, why do you send me something about an invoice? Man, that's a scam. Don't open that. Yeah. And I hope that nobody got infected, but I didn't even know until somebody actually brought it to my attention.
Yeah, that's usually how you get attention of somebody bringing it to you. But another thing, too, there I thought about is somebody calling you and ask you, is this Jerome? And you say, yes. And then the next thing you know, you've agreed to a bunch of stuff that you never thought you were agreeing to.
Oh, my God.
That's a scam, because remember, they have to have a voice.
You got to have a voice
that says yes to several things. So be very careful on how you respond to anonymous call. You don't know who the call is, so why would you respond as if you know the person by saying yes, this is Jerome, and yes. So be very careful, because you could wind up agreeing to something that you never really agreed to.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because when I'm answering phones, and especially in my office, when I'm answering phones, and people will ask me, something about who, and is this Daryl? And I'll say,
right.
Or can I call this, can I speak to Daryl O'Neill, or whatever the case may be, and I'll say something like speaking.
Right.
Because I'm like you.
That's exactly right. That's how I do. Yeah.
I'm cognizant of the fact
this
that
is he.
Yeah, or that's what I say. This is he. I say
yeah,
he's speaking.
right,
This is he.
right.
You know, and the only reason why I'm doing that is I don't know who these callers are.
That's exactly right.
You know, and they are actually scamming businesses.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, they'll call a business, and you know, I've had people call me and say, "Hey, this is so and so, that is that." I say, "You do understand it's a business, right?" Oh, because you know you can't solicit a business.
That's right.
And once you say that, they hang up the phone.
That's right.
You know.
And another thing too is that to be careful too is that this call is being recorded.
Yeah.
I always click because you have to have permission to record people in Tennessee, in many states as well. So it's is that correct?
No.
You can just record me
can just record
without
me,
my
yeah.
permission.
You can.
Oh my God, Darryl.
So I'll tell you, you know, you see there, that's that lawyer thing, you know.
Right.
But there is this thought process. You know, Jerome is correct.
Yeah.
There's this thought process is if somebody's recording you and you didn't give them permission, then they can't record you.
That's right.
That is just not the law.
That's not the law.
The law and they have a statute on here, the wiretapping statute. And the statutes, you know, now if you're trying to be a police officer or trying to, you know, you just tapping people's line, that's a different argument.
Okay, I got you.
But if you can, the rule says that I can record and say anybody can record anybody as long as they have the consent of one party.
Yeah, you're right. I just
Even
thought
if that
about it.
party is you.
It's the one doing the recording.
The person doing the recording. And that's how you get people.
I got
well,
you.
I didn't give my consent. I don't need yours. I got mine.
Wow.
That's how they get around
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So,
Well, I always hang up because if you have, well, sometimes people ask you that.
yeah. Now, a lot of the
When we do
reputable people
We'll
will
say,
ask you.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Can I
mind if I record?
Yeah.
The recorder is coming on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you know, and I have represented lawyers that their client had recorded them.
Oh yeah.
Now, my thing is,
Yeah.
you know, I think that you should always, as a lawyer, you should always be thinking, and maybe not just as a regular person, anybody, you should be thinking about everything that you say. So, and I say that to say this, about 99% of what I say, I could care less if you're recording it. I mean, it's just, I don't care.
Right.
And 100% of what I say to clients in a consultation, over the phone, or whatever, you can record. I could care less what you do with it. And the reason behind that is I try to make it an effort not to say anything that I don't want
I got you.
anybody to hear.
That makes sense.
You know, and I've been in things, and I can, you know, somebody will, you know, they record something, and I'll say, you can record if you want to record. That's your, you know, I don't care. You know, I mean, because I'm not saying anything that you know, and sometimes I even tell somebody, look, I'm going to tell you a specific thing you need to do. If you got to record it, just, you know, put your recorder on so you can have that information.
Okay.
Because the thing about it is, I don't make promises. So, you know, or I don't tell people I'm getting ready to do something, and then I don't do it, you know, because if you do, then people.
And that's what the recording will do, is to back up the story from the individual who said you did X, Y, and Z.
Right.
I got you.
Right. So we got a question, Jerome.
Oh, good. Got a call.
Yeah. I was scammed and lost between $8,000 and $10,000 online. Is there any assistance available for the financial loss I experienced? I have no means to identify or locate the scammer, nor do I have proof or information. This is definitely a significant amount of money.
I mean, and that's.
I work hard for my. I'm with you too. I work hard for mine too. So I am not mad at you.
No. That's,
So. So here's the issue. The short answer on that is there relief? The answer to that is yes.
I agree.
Is there financial relief? I don't know that to be, I don't know the answer on that one. And here's the thing, if you've been scammed and you have proof that you've been scammed, the freest thing that you can do is submit it to your police department. And if you think it's come from out of another state, then you can go down to the U.S. Attorney's Office and file a complaint in the federal system.
I think that's correct.
Because if $8,000 or $10,000, if it's more than $1,000, that's a felony.
That's right.
So if somebody is scamming you out of $8,000 or $10,000, that is a felony.
But there, my problem with the caller's facts is that she had no facts, or he had no facts, except for I lost $8,000 or $10,000. So do you have a copy of a money order? Do you have a receipt where you bought Bitcoin? Do you have some kind of transfer or something?
Well,
we need something, don't we, Darren?
We would, but here's the thing where I know this person has more than they're actually articulated in this document.
I got you, okay.
Because they said, I was scammed online.
All right, okay, I got you.
So that means that there was some kind of transfer.
That is a trail, that's right, okay.
Trail that's there.
Yeah.
And they gave between $8,000 and $10,000. Now that right there is uncomfortable for me, because they said between $8,000 and $10,000. I don't know why you don't have an exact amount.
Interesting.
You know, so that to me is a concern. But other than that, if it's online, you're going to have a trail of it or a trace of it, and it's going to be tractable.
But that reminds me, I had a client come to me maybe last year before. They had lost $7,500 like that. And they did it, they went to one of the machines, like a Bitcoin machine or something.
Yeah.
And just kept putting it in there and in there. So the Secret Service got involved in that.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Did she prevail?
I don't know what the outcome was, but that's where I directed them to, is the Secret Service. And they did take it up to try to follow through. And so usually, you're not the first one.
No.
And that's why it's so important that you report it.
Right.
And so maybe a news special will go out or something, and the public can be warned about the situation. And that's why it's important that you report it to someone. Also, that helps you to recover too as well, because simultaneously or along with your complaint, you have spread it and you told someone else. Because when it comes back up again for facts and truth and stuff, you'll be able to say, well, I immediately told my husband, or I immediately told my neighbor, or my pastor or somebody about it.
So U.S. scams or things that if you got something that's happening and you're being scammed in the U.S., things are great for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's IP tracking, IP so on and so forth. But a lot of these scam processes are actually happening from overseas into the United States.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, again, one of the things that I think that people may look into, and most people don't think of this, and I didn't think of it until just now, Jerome, is your homeowner's insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is something.
If you have a homeowner's insurance, or you
Sure
have,
is. Sure
like
is.
we have general liability
Sure
business
is.
insurance,
Yeah.
I think that we could actually recover some of that stuff doing
I
that.
think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and I think that if somebody, destroyed or infected my computers, if I really wanted to, I believe I could file a claim with my business, my general liability policy.
I think you're absolutely correct.
But
usually, as you said, it's usually coming from overseas, India, Peru, or some other place where it's so difficult to try to trace across international lines or something.
Here's the other thing. If you've been scammed and you use your bank account and you've been scammed, depending on what has happened, under the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code, banking institution has certain rules and regulations that they must follow and things of that nature. So if somebody has messed with your money within a banking institution, if you do something within 30 days, you can actually, the bank will put the money back.
And I think if you go past 30 days.
They ain't giving their time. If you go 30 days and 1 minute, they are out.
That's why I wanted to say that, because, and that's because they're saying you should at least look at your bank statements.
Oh, yeah.
In that period of time,
oh, yeah.
right? But most people don't get bank statements now, dear.
Well,
they get them online.
You got your online. So I do mine on online app.
Yeah,
but the thing about it is, every transaction that goes on my account, I see it.
That is true.
And actually, I have made transactions on my account and forgot I made transactions, and I've called them to stop that process, or to give me information. And then when they give me the information, I go, my bus.
Yeah.
Let that go.
Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but one of the other questions, an add-on question, if somebody believes that they have been scammed and lost money, but has the contact information and other details of the suspected scammer, what actions can be taken?
Oh.
I think, so now we get into computer rules here.
Right.
If you have information on the scammer, Jerome hit it on the head. There's 1 of 3 places that you need to go. You need to go to the Shelby County or the city of Memphis or wherever county you're from.
That's right.
The police department. Number 2, if you believe it's state or a substantial amount of money, it's wires and all that, then you need to go to the federal government. You can go to the U.S. Marshal's office, or you can go to the Secret Service.
Right.
When you start talking about money and counterfeiting money and things of that nature, money items are Secret Service
That's
items.
right.
Most
That's
people
right.
don't realize. They think their only job is to protect the
Right.
president, but yeah, that's their job is the money issue. So if you believe that and you got that, then take that information to that organization, and that organization will do what needs to be done potentially to protect you.
And whatever you do, don't allow your pride to get in the way.
Oh my God, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Not pride,
Man,
dog. Not
yeah.
pride. Not
do,
pride.
Do I really want everybody to know that I've lost $8,000, $10,000 like that?
Yeah.
So, I'll just suck it up.
Well, if you can afford to suck it up, then suck it up. But here's the thing, though, Jerome.
Right.
And here's the ignorant part of it. Now I'm getting ready to sound ignorant.
Right.
here. Well, if you've been scammed out of $8,000 to $10,000,
Right.
guess what you can do?
What's
Write
that?
it off on your taxes.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
true.
can write it off on your taxes.
But what kind of proof you got to have though?
You don't have to have it. You got to have your documentation
Yeah,
of what you
okay.
paid and whatever. But you can call it as a loss.
Yeah. Okay.
But the problem is you only get
A percentage.
a
of
10
it.
cent on a dollar
Yeah. Yeah.
for every those deductions.
Right,
So it's
right.
not a major.
But at least you can recover something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's also, you talked about it last time too, there, about how you wind up getting your whole system locked up by clicking on these things. And sometimes some employers don't allow the employees to click on
Oh, yeah.
anything on the office equipment and
Right.
stuff because of that reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I sent an email to this law firm today, and a lot of times when I have documents and things of that nature, I have a link. And I send you the link, and then that link is what you hit that link and it's got all your materials in it.
Right.
Well, there's some firms that their security
They
system,
rejected that.
they reject it.
Well, remember, because it used to be a time too there, before you would even click on something, the machine would warn you
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
this is a spam.
Yeah, you don't do that now, dog.
Really?
No, those scammers is bad, man.
Oh,
They
my
bad,
goodness.
man. They can work around. I'm gonna tell you the system, and I don't know if it's changed. And and if you can afford to do this, if you're gonna do business, if you got an iPhone, or you have a Apple computer or an iPad, if you use the Siri,
Oh,
is it Siri?
yeah.
Is it Siri?
When you
It-
talk to Siri.
No. I'm talking about the website.
Oh.
I've a Safari. Safari.
Okay.
Yeah, Safari. If you use their stuff,
Okay.
man, Apple has more blocking material.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever noticed, man. Scammers don't normally hit that Apple population
Okay.
as much, and the reason behind it is Apple is so proprietary.
Okay.
Google got a phone. MSN, Google, Verizon, all these different companies have their different Android phone
Yeah.
that works off of Google or some type of Google software program.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
because it's working off of that type of software, the scammers make their scams bigger and better for I want to make sure the IBM or those types of computers.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what they call them, the class of them, but those type of computers.
Okay.
An Apple iOS operating system for Apple is a proprietary system, and a lot of people, everybody don't have it. Whereas in my office, I got 10 computers, and they're all you know, the regular, you know, IBM or
Okay,
you know,
okay.
DOS Canary
Okay.
computer. So they write those programs to get the masses. You know, I actually have an iPad and I do some things on it. And that iPad, if there's something that's wrong in it, it actually tells me it's wrong. Now, the iPad,
Right,
you know,
yeah,
but it's an
it
Apple.
give you a warning, yeah.
It's a proprietary, but you don't want to. I don't want to. If I buy me if I buy a computer system and I'm making an Apple computer system, it's not as proprietary as far as software as it used to be. It used to be you had to buy software for either Microsoft or software for Apple. Now those softwares cross-link, you know, and it's not a big issue. But the operating systems are totally different, and how they receive and send out data is totally different. So, you know, the other thing, if you could afford to do it, to protect
It
yourself.
must be pricey then, huh?
That's price is relative.
Yeah, that's true. What you're trying to protect.
Yeah,
I got you.
but if you can operate through a VPN,
yeah,
you know, and what people don't realize is, you know, what it really is a private network. So, you know, virtual private network is what it stands for.
Okay.
And what happens is and that's what a lot of those scammers do. They portray themselves as being here when they're really over there.
right. Okay.
Or they'll put their, you know, I used to represent some hackers, man, and, you know, they know how to what they call spoof their IP addresses.
Oh yeah.
So now I can spoof an IP address, and then you think I'm X, but I'm really Y, because I'm working off of Drome's IP stuff. So I'm using you as a way to, you know, to cheat people and scam people.
Wow.
You know, and that's where I found out if you got a problem, because one of the scams is if you have done something, the federal government will send you a letter or give you a call.
Oh yeah.
What this client I'm telling you about, when he was doing all this stuff, right? And guess what happened?
They sent him a letter.
Hell no, they didn't send you a letter. You know what they
They
did?
came and got him.
They knocked on his
Knocked
door.
on his door.
Hey, you know, he opens the door and he said, hey, you so-and-so, so-and-so. Yeah, we're the FBI. Okay. We need you to stay right here. We're gonna look at all your computers. I mean, they came in with a
warrant and everything.
Everything, man.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and you know, they
But of course he was okay. He hadn't done anything, right?
oh, this dude was smooth, man. He thought they were looking for X,
Right.
but they were looking for Y.
Yeah.
And he had a program in his software that if you click X, it destroys
everything.
Yeah. But what he destroyed is not what they were looking for.
Right.
He thought they were looking for all the scam stuff that he was doing, and that's not what they were looking for.
Right.
You know, he was in these hacker chat rooms, and a lot of governmental officials hang out in those hacker chat rooms because they try to figure out all the different hacks and all the different schemes and all that. And somebody was talking about doing this, you know, and hacking this way, and dude told me that's the dumbest way in the world to do it. If you're gonna do it, this is the way you need to do it. You know, I mean,
But what about the First Amendment, free speech? I mean, he hadn't actually done anything.
oh no,
Right?
no.
I mean, you can say some things and not necessarily violate the law.
Yeah,
Right.
What happened in his scenario is, now you're in this room,
Okay.
they're start monitoring IP addresses.
Okay.
And IP addresses, they're not protected, I don't guess,
Apparently not.
because they just followed his IP addresses. And this mug had, you know, he was here. He had 10 IP addresses.
That's what I was about to say.
For, you know, and again, but that one IP address that he had in the chat room came back to his house.
I got you. Okay.
You know, and he told me when he said, man, he said, sir, I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. He said, I normally wouldn't have made a mistake
Of
that.
course he wouldn't have made a mistake like that.
He said, I wouldn't
Of course he wouldn't
make
have made a
that
mistake like that. And usually that's what happens too. You fall off your game for just a moment, and then the whole thing comes crumbling down.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think the best way, and Drum, we were both talking about this in the very beginning when we started off, is, you know, man, what is the protection? And, you know, what can you do? I mean, you know, they got all this stuff, the LifeLock and all that other stuff. I'm not really certain how beneficial those things are. They got the Norton antivirus. I have on most of my stuff, but you know, damn Norton is so busy sending me pop-ups for advertisement more so than, you know,
That's true.
Blocking my bad stuff.
That's true.
So I don't know what that is. But what I do know is if you're that concerned about your computer and that concerned about your systems being hacked and all those other things, you got to protect yourself. Number one, get you some insurance, because if you're that concerned, affordability should not be an issue.
True, true.
You know, because don't take this wrong, scammers ain't going to let nobody that got $5.
That's true. True.
You're going to have more than $5 if they ain't coming at you,
True.
you know. And a lot of times they want to get into your bank accounts and get through those back doors in your bank account so they can see those types of things and see what kind of money you have in your bank account.
True.
And then try to siphon those types of things off. But if those things happen, you know, your bank is responsible. Because if your bank can't prove that you authorized X and they did a transfer, again, as long as you do that within that 30 days, they got to put you, and they're going to come at you. You know, short story, my wife got scammed.
Really?
Dude, they hit my wife about 8 or 10K
Oh, no.
out of her bank account, man. They just,
No.
bam,
No.
out of her bank account. She was like, I didn't do this. You know, and so she contacted the bank.
Within 30 days.
Two days after that, because you know, but the sad part about it is, the bank had transferred money from one account to another account to cover for the scam.
Wow.
I mean, she had money in these protected accounts, so that you know, you keep a certain amount of money in certain areas that you don't have to worry about somebody stealing, because I only got this amount of money in it.
That's right.
The bank took it upon itself to transfer money from another one of her accounts to the scam account.
Wow.
And then she was like, who authorized you to do that? And they were like, well, we think you did. Okay. You need to give my money back or we're going to have some business, right? And of course, you know, they do their own inspection.
Yeah.
You file a police report, and they just put the money back, you know.
Wow.
It took them 5 or 6 days, but they put it back.
Wow.
You know.
So they took that loss themselves?
Well, I think the banks got it, because they got insurance recoveries, because they'll tell you that. I mean, the UCC requires, if you have a transaction that you believe is fraudulent and you notify your bank within 30 days, they must refund.
Okay. Okay. I like
You know, I mean, and must is probably a big word, but there is a lot of that they are supposed to refund.
that. Okay.
And they do. And they do. I mean, I've had it happen to me where somebody stole one of my credit cards and they're making purchases all over wherever. And I'm like, you know, my wife says, she said, ain't nobody steal your damn credit card. You gave it away. Because I have a tendency to sit things down and not pay attention,
to it, yeah.
So that's what she says, you know, because I sit things down and not pay attention,
Right.
I will lose something. And at one point before I got this little weird wallet, I used to have all my credit cards and stuff in my pocket. And so if I pulled out money or pulled out, I could have dropped
They're
it.
dropping,
And
yeah.
I could have dropped it. But, you know, all those things happen.
Oh, yeah.
But the key thing is, you know, vigilance.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
pay attention to what you got going on.
Yes. Especially during this time of the year.
Yeah.
Because
They're going to be out there high this time.
I mean, the people
yeah.
are out there looking for who they can.
Yeah, and
scam.
pay attention to your accounts.
Yes.
You know, like I said, they got these scam machines. You put your card in there, it steals your numbers.
Yes.
I mean, they got a lot of these things going on.
Yes.
So just pay attention, and if you see that this happened at some location, make sure you file a police report, or you know, do something to put the government on alert that there's somebody doing something inappropriate, and then get your money back.
That's right.
All right, y'all. That's going to be the show. That's it for scam and how you handle it. We'll be back next week. We'll give you a new topic. So thank you for watching the show. We'll see you back next week.